the plan. And some of you, you might not know me from anything other than Beachbody, but what I've been doing for the last 25 years is building businesses. My husband and I together have built several multi-million-dollar businesses. We've helped thousands and thousands of individuals just like you learn how to use social media to reach more people and build their online businesses. And social media is my freaking jam. I have like goosebumps. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this. I can't even tell you. Now, when I talked to Jeff Hill about doing this event, he said, Chalene, you know, sometimes you say things that, you know, like that one you did about sex, and I could just feel him blushing. I said, yeah, I know, Jeff. He said, well, we want to have you speak this year, but on social media. I said, Jeff, sounds awesome. I just have to tell you, there's some things that I need to say that may not be in alignment with what Beachbody's sharing, or maybe what some of your upline coaches are sharing. And I don't want to offend people, but I also care about you. And I want things to work. And if what was working last year isn't working this year, you gotta do something different. All right? So that's what we're gonna do. I mean, you know how this stuff happens, right? Like when someone is successful, they stand out, right? And when someone's a standout, everybody looks at them. But they're standout and they're successful, not because they're outstanding. They stand out because they're doing something different. And when you're successful, you stand out naturally. And then people copy, right? Like as you're looking, you're like, oh, this is these. How many of you follow the most successful Beachbody coaches and you're following them? Hands up if you know who the most successful Beachbody coaches are. Put your hands up if you're following a lot of the top Beachbody coaches. Hands up, please. Let's see. Take a look around and put your hand up if you're following. Yeah. And so you follow them. Why? Because you want to know about the latest products, or do you want to see what they're doing? What's the answer? You want to see what they're doing, right? That's how we learn. That's how we try to learn to improve ourselves, by watching other people who are successful and saying, oh, I should do something like that. And that's the same is true in any industry. The same is true even for Beachbody. You know, Beachbody is without question the big game in town when it comes to infomercials. So when I told Jeff that I wanted to be very frank and I wanted to be very honest with you about what I had to share, he said, Chalene, listen, maybe what you could do is like a little disclaimer, and then you can just speak your mind. So I have the following disclaimer. The following views and opinions expressed by yours truly may not reflect those of your upline coach, or the views of Beachbody, any of its trainers, affiliates, or partners. The following message is intended for mature, open-minded audiences only. Side effects could include brain swell, dizziness, and swollen bank accounts. And of course, with all medical disclaimers, seek medical attention immediately if you experience an erection that lasts more than 4 hours. That was for you, Jeff. All right. The leaders are here. You are here, and I have been to so many conferences. I mean, I'm a junkie for this stuff. I eat it up. I want to learn from the best. But oftentimes, I will leave an event and I can't remember. Like, I was like, that was so, dude, that was so good. What he said. And you're like, what was it about? You're like, I don't know. It was so good. So I need you to remember this stuff. I'm a teacher, and every teacher who's in this room knows that you don't just want your students to hear it, you want them to remember it. You want them to apply it, right? So I have created for you 3 takeaways that you will not forget when you leave. In fact, you're going to repeat these back to the people who you train, and you're going to help them. And I've turned them into rhymes just to make it a little easier for you to learn. And I'm going to give them to you now. You ready? Do you have a pen and a piece of paper? Number 1, borrowed words are for the birds. Borrowed words are for the birds. Number 2, don't tell me you're about to sell me. Don't tell me you're about to sell me. And number 3, likes wear thin. Questions are what win. Let's start with the first one. Borrowed words are for the birds. Of course, I follow tons of you. You probably see me like your Instagram posts or like your Facebook posts, because I want to see what you're doing. I want to help as many of you as possible. So I've spent the last month like really following as many coaches as possible, from the brand new coaches to the elite coaches, to figure out what's going on. And I have to say that it's really important. You're not applying the techniques of a coach that got into this 5 or 8 years ago, if you're new. Do you know why? Because they already have a following. You need to apply the algorithms that work today. What is working today? And borrowed words are for the birds. An example of this is the Pio infomercial. Pio came out on infomercial, I think it released about 2.5 years ago. 3 years ago, an infomercial. And I couldn't watch the infomercial myself. I'm in the infomercial, I couldn't watch it. You know why? Well, I didn't write any of those words. You know, you hire the people who are really great at marketing, and they know what to say, and they know how to get people to call, and they know how to get people to pick up the phone. And so you stand in front of a teleprompter, and you say what you're supposed to say, and it's fancy, and it looks amazing, and you cross your fingers, and you poured your heart and soul into this, and you work hour after hour after hour, and you think you're doing what's going to work, and then it doesn't work. And then you feel like it's your fault, right? Well, that's how I felt when Pio wasn't working, because I knew it's a rockin' program. Why is it not working on TV? It just pretty much flatlined. But Beachbody never gives up. And when Carl said to me, Chalene, you know, we gotta do something different, it's not working, I thought about that situation the same way I thought about your social media. You see, everybody copies what Beachbody does on TV. Everybody. Write down, if you've watched any infomercials, you see anything you're seeing in an infomercial today is somebody copying the template that Beachbody's perfected. And for those of you who've been successful and now everyone's copying what you do, nobody cares that you were the original, but it's become white noise. So I said to Beachbody, can I just talk? Can I just open up my phone? Can I film it from my iPhone? Can I film it from my iPhone 7? Because it won't cost you anything. Can I do that? And we see what happens? And they said, sure, we need something that looks different. So that's what I did. I filmed it on my iPhone 7 with the wrong settings. It's so grainy. It's like the grainiest thing you've ever seen on TV. And it's been #1 for months. It's the same program, you guys. It's the same program. It's not too late for you to invent what you're doing. It's not too late for you to go home and try a different strategy if what you're working has slowed down or isn't working at all. But when you use somebody else's words or somebody else's style, like Beachbody, they want to give you, your company, your upline wants to help you know what to post. But if it's not your words, if it's not your story, it's not authentic. If what you're saying looks exactly like everybody else in my news feed, what am I going to do? Hide you and unfollow you. Have you ever noticed, have you ever had this happen where you probably follow a lot of people in fitness and they'll be in a big event, and then for like 3 days on Facebook, you're like, I just can't even go on Facebook because this is all I'm seeing, it's all I'm seeing, it's all I'm seeing. Raise your hands if you've had that happen. And you, first of all, you feel like, well, I wasn't there, so I don't even want to see it. I wasn't at that party. I sat next to a man on an airplane, and I told him what I do, and he said, oh, you're with one of those, oh. He goes, you guys are the reason why I got off of Facebook. I said, are you serious? He goes, not you in particular, but those kind of companies. Seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And that's what I want to help you change today. because there's a new way, and I love it. How many of you are familiar with attraction marketing? Hands up, hands up. Keep your hands up high if you're doing your best to do something that you consider attraction marketing. Hands up high. Excellent. Now I want you to, if you see someone with your hand up, I want you to high five and say, you are very attractive. You are very attractive. You are very attractive. Okay. But what I'm sharing with you today, what I need you to know, is that attraction marketing was amazing in 2016. We're not doing attraction marketing today. Today we're going to talk about curiosity marketing. Curiosity marketing. Curiosity makes people take action. You see, if you know I'm going to sell you, what are you going to do? How do you feel when you know a salesperson is approaching you in a store? How do you feel when you're, ladies, you're going through clothes on the rack and you're like, I got this, but she starts approaching you, the saleswoman, making a beeline for you. Tell me how you feel. Annoyed, repelled, I already know what I want, leave me alone, right? Yes or yes? Yes! Okay. How many of you are familiar with other network marketing organizations? You're familiar with other network marketing organizations that offer maybe a shake or supplements? How many of you are familiar with other network marketing organizations? Put your hands up high. I know you had enough strength to do that from this morning's workout. Thank you. Okay, keep your hands up. If you see, hold them up high, keep them there for a second. If you see someone from a different network marketing organization holding up their product next to their face, what do you know? And then they comment on your page and they go, hey, I see you work out. And you go over to their page and the first thing you see is this. What do you know that they want to do to you? Sell you. Which does what to you? Repels you. It repels us. It worked last year. Now it's like warning, warning, warning. This person wants to sell me. But what do? How do I get people to ask me questions about my shake? Leak out details. Now, I've been able to perfect this in 2 places. I think it works really well. Facebook, Snapchat, 3 places, Instagram stories. If I give you all of the details of something that I'm in love with, guess how many follow-up inquiry questions I get? If I say, guys, I love this lip color. It's like my favorite lip color. Anyway, so today I'm going to be speaking at a big event. I'll get 300 questions. What color is that? Who makes that? Where can I get it? How much was it? If I give everybody all the details about my favorite container, if I share with you exactly which supplement I'm taking and the name of it, now you can do something that's known as Googling it. And when you Google it, you'll find somebody else you can buy from. You can find a distributor who's certainly not as good as you, who's not put forth as much effort. So when I give you everything you need to know more, what happens to your level of curiosity? When we know a little, we're very curious. When we know nothing, we're not curious. When we know a little, we're curious. When we think we know it all, we're no longer interested. So I'd like to suggest to you, and this is the part that I don't want to be offensive, and I'm not saying this is going to work for you, but I'm just asking you to consider it, because it's going to help you. Don't lead with a company. Don't lead with a company. Lead with you. Lead with you. It's a quiet applause. It's a golf applause. I like to go, because you don't want to offend the company either. Because here's the deal. We love this company, but that freaks people out. So why are we freaking people out? Be chill. Keep it on the DL a little bit. Be a little bit mysterious. I'm going to an amazing convention this weekend with people that I work with. People are amazing, some of the most uplifting, positive people I've ever met in my life. And something I do every year, and I love it. This has changed my life. I didn't mention the name. If I mention the name, what can you do? It starts with a G. Google it. And if you Google, insert the name of any network marketing organization, not just Beachbody, enter the name of any network marketing organization. You Google the name of any network marketing organization and what will come up? Scam, pyramid, or positive things from a coach who isn't you. So all you're saying is, here's all the information you need to do all of your research and to make a decision without me. Did that sink in? Is it sinking in? So then what do? You do all the same things you're doing. Do all the same things you're doing. Just maybe leave out the name most of the time. I'm just saying most of the time. And I understand how this can be confusing because you see the trainers, we talk about the product names, Carl, a lot of, but do you understand how that's different? Because we're not competing to find coaches or distributors, but you are. And it's really important you understand that when you show us the name of a product, or your username is the name of your company, you're telling people you're selling them. You're telling, you're selling. And selling makes us run. Social media is the greatest thing that ever happened to network marketing and our Achilles heel. Because we're like, oh, it must be so easy. I'll just use it blatantly. Things have changed, and you got to get ahead of the game. So I want you to, how could you talk about a program that you're in love with that would actually get people to take interest? Let me tell you something I saw yesterday. Someone who's here. I don't know her name, but I saw her on Instagram. She came up on my feed, and she had on all of the wear for one of our new programs. And really cute shoes, and really cute hair, and it was a great pose, and her comments underneath it were about how amazing Shift Shop is, and how it's changed her body, and blah, blah, blah. Every comment underneath, girl, where'd you get your shoes? Girl, tell me about those shoes. Okay, I need those tights in my life. How do I get those pants? You know why? Because she didn't talk about those things. Now, if it were me, I would take that same exact post. I'm just going to change the words. And I would say, guys, I've never felt so good in my clothes as I do today because of a workout program I was able to do at home on my laptop that has totally changed the way I feel about the way I look in clothes. I wouldn't have posted a picture like this before. Now, don't you want to know? Don't you want to know what program it is? Yes, it's about starting a dialogue. Now we can have the conversation. So we build curiosity so that the decision-making process doesn't happen by themselves on Google. So the decision-making process happens when they ask a question. Likes are no longer relevant because most of us have been using hashtags that only other coaches know. Do you understand that? Like, you're doing a great job of attracting other coaches. Which is great, except it's not great for business. Because you all know all the same words. And you use the same hashtags and the same, and so we're doing attraction marketing, but guess who we're attracting? Each other. So those likes aren't important. You know why? Because those likes aren't from new people. Those likes are from people who know you're a coach and they're a coach too. And then you have to go, hey, I'm just doing a challenge group. You're like, I'm a coach and you're a coach? All right, you can't be in my challenge group. Anybody here not a coach? Anybody here not a coach? Is this hitting you? So the likes aren't important. What's important is curiosity. I challenge you, after today, everything you post, will you do this for me? everything you post in social media this week, I don't want you to count likes or new followers. I want you to count questions you get back from people. I want your job, and this is going to require some creativity, to think about, okay, I know what I would normally post. How can I be a little bit more vague and get people to ask me some questions? What do I need to do on my Facebook page so that when people land there, they don't immediately know I'm selling something? How can I create some curiosity? And I know this is a radical new idea. The way you do this is by leaking out information. You still, it's not that radically different from what you're doing. It's just a radically different approach to how you share the information. Leak out what you're excited about. Show them your lifestyle. Have people fall in love with what you're doing. Have people believe in who you are and trust and like you. All of that stays the same. What's changed is there's a lot of people doing what worked 2 and 3 years ago. A lot of people. And it all looks the same. And it's getting really competitive. And that's why you have to disrupt it. It's up to you to disrupt it. And it's a lot easier than what you think it is. You don't need 200 new likes. You need 2 people this week asking you questions so you can take that conversation offline. So if your next question is, if I'm supposed to not talk about my product and my favorite company that I absolutely love, how do I ever get somebody to sign up? You just, as you would in any other situation, you take that conversation offline. It goes to a DM, an email, a phone call, a Skype, a Zoom. But you're now in control of the information that they're receiving, as opposed to them making decisions based on a Google search. Get people curious about what you're doing. Slowly leak it out. I'm really excited about this program that I'm going to be starting in a month. And I can't tell you how much I need something new. Don't mention the name. Don't mention the name. But I'm going to be able to do it at home, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm also excited about it because it's athletic. I'm also excited about it because I can't even tell you how relieved I feel as a parent to know that there are resources out there for those of us who don't know how to get our kids to eat something healthy at least once a day. You know, and I'm really excited to try this new product. Don't say the name. Because what are people going to say? What is it? That's the point. We want people asking us questions. When people ask us questions, they're curious. They want to know. Do you answer that question to the public? Sometimes you have to. But most often, I encourage you to take it offline. There's one phrase that worked like a charm. There's actually 2 phrases. I'm going to give you a bonus that worked like a charm last year. One of them is, can I send you more details? That used to work. Now people are like, warning, I know what you're doing. And the other phrase that isn't working quite so well is, have you tried? Have you tried? How many of you have been hit by the have you tried from some other network marketing organization? Yeah. Have you tried? Even if you have it and you love it and you like it, you're like, go away. So we've got to return and restore curiosity. Curiosity is what's going to take your business to the next level. Curiosity is what happens when we know just enough to wonder what details we're missing. And that's when curiosity is highest, when there's some missing details. When we have all the details, including when it comes out, the name of the program, that I can start in a free challenge group with you, the name of the company that put out the program, and how to sign up. Now I know everything. So how's my curiosity? Very low. It's non-existent when we give people all the information that they need. I need you to remember these 3 things. Borrowed words are for the birds. Borrowed words are for the birds. The reason why the PIO infomercial worked when it was just me talking to the camera is because it was just me saying what I would say talking to the person who's going to relate to me. When you copy the words of another coach, when you copy what you see other people doing because it must be working for them, it doesn't fit because inauthenticity never fits. It's got to be yours. Second thing I ask you to remember is, don't tell me you're going to. Don't tell me you're going to sell me. And third was, likes wear thin. What's for the win? Questions for the win. Remember these three phrases. Borrowed words are, don't tell me you're going to sell me. Don't broadcast you're selling me something. Third, likes wear thin. Questions for the win. Today, you have the most amazing opportunity. I mean, think about it. To start a business, most people have to take out loans for a couple $100,000, give up everything they know, all of their security. They've got to invent something, create something, develop a business that people may or may not like, hire employees. It's a mess. Have a building. That's why businesses fail. You are in the best possible business you could be in. The time is perfect. You can reach millions of people if you do this right in social media for virtually nothing. You can build this and it can grow while you keep your full-time job until you get to the point that the income can replace and you can make a decision. You've got that opportunity. It's the perfect time to be in network marketing. Don't get focused on the negative. It's a big waste of time. That's never going to go away. There's always going to be competition. There's always going to be people leaving. There's always going to be gossip. And those of you who get involved in that are wasting your life. Don't pay attention to it. You're giving it more energy. It'll never go away. There's nothing new that's going on right now in network marketing. It's nothing new. It's just social media makes it easier for people to waste their day obsessing about it. You know why? Because it's a lot easier to obsess about the negative than it is to put my nose down and get to work. And that's what you need to do. Real talk from someone who's been there. I've built several million-dollar companies. It's not easy. And the last thing I ever had time for was gossip or worrying about what other people were doing, including today. If someone has something negative to tell me that maybe one of you said, I said, I don't need to hear it, I don't want to know it, I don't need to know it, because I'm running my own race, and so far it's going pretty well. When you run your own race, when you stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, and you focus on your business and trying to create curiosity, you have the power to build an amazing empire, an empire of leaders, people who thank you for the way that you've changed their lives. People have stood on the stage, you've heard them say, I thought to myself, if somebody else can do it, why not me? You can do it, but don't be a carbon copy. I'm going to leave you with this. You are unique. You don't need to be outstanding. You need to stand out. Thank you. Love you guys. Love you. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.